What's up, guys? It's Jay, MorninAfterKill, and we are back here in the new year with a little bit of that brand new flavor for your ear. And this is already the second Q&A of 2016. God damn, time is flying. We're already halfway done with the first month of 2016, and at this point, trying to fight the currents of time would be pretty much like pissing in the wind, but we're back here a little bit later than expected today. Mac decided to get a few extra hours of sleep this morning, so I uploaded another episode of that South Park Let's Play, which, by the way, is doing way better than I ever expected, so thank you to those of you guys for stopping by, checking that out, showing a little bit of love, showing your support. I can't wait for the Fractured Butthole to be released, but nevertheless, you guys got questions, and I got answers. And if you happen to have some questions for next week's Q&A, as always, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. But how about we get to the first question this week, which comes from the appropriately named Global Elite, who wants to know my thoughts on political correctness. Right. Well, quite frankly, Scarlett, my dear, I don't give a damn. Seriously though, in this day and age, with the whole, I guess, social climate of offense culture, social justice warriors, and political correctness crusaders, I feel like a fucking dinosaur, man. Like, seriously, my generation always gets lumped in with the millennial generation, which is, you know, the current generation that teenagers and early 20s are. And those people grew up with technology and the internet there ever prevalent. However, my generation is sort of stuck in between at the tail end of my mom's generation and the millennial generation starting out. So where my mom's generation, they were adults while the technological revolution happened and the internet generation happened. You know, my childhood wasn't influenced by technology or social media, just like my mother's. You know, I was fully out of school before the internet was readily available in all homes in America like it is now. However, in my adult age, everything is controlled by technology like the millennial generation. So I'm kind of stuck at a crossroads between generations. But my point is now, is that because everyone's thoughts and actions are being broadcast across social media 24/7, we now live in a world where growing up, the dumb shit that we said in the living room with our friends, that there's no record of anymore that's ever been said, all that shit is now readily available to be displayed across the entire world at the push of a button, the blink of an eye, without ever thinking about the consequences of what we're saying that can never be unsaid. So, instead of teaching people to be respectful and mindful of others' feelings, kids are being taught to be politically correct, or you'll be at the mercy of thousands social justice warriors at the blink of an eye. Sort of like a digital boogeyman to keep kids in check these days. Yeah, it's easier in life for people to look at one thing and call it another, to make you feel better about the things that make them feel uncomfortable too. Your kid's not stupid. He's just developmentally delayed. Yeah, well, that dumbass motherfucker's 9 years old and got his head stuck in the railing bars on the stairs. He's not gay! He's gender fluid! Well, let me tell you something. Them pink boots with the fur and the fishnet crop top shirt, that shit ain't doing you any favors, bruh. So you can go ahead and keep you, whatever gender and your fluids may be, the fuck away from me. But it's all an attempt by people to make themselves feel like they're better than you. But, you know, back in my day, growing up, if we wanted someone to know that we were better than them, we used manners, intellect, and respect to show them that we were superior to them. Not pretend outrage in an attempt to look morally superior than someone because the average political correct crusader doesn't have the capacity to come at you intellectually, so they attack your morals, which are two equally and decided opposite ends of the motherfucking spectrum. That brings us to the second question, which goes in hand with the third question, which has been asked by so many people this week. What do I think about the whole mistaken identity between Keemstar, Drama Alert, and also Yamimash's pedophile scandal, which has been making the rounds lately on the YouTubes and social media? Where do I stand on these issues? Fuck! Jesus Christ. Keemstar, huh? I knew one day things would come full circle, and here in 2016, they have. Myself, I avoid Keemstar like the plague. Alright, that's not to say that I don't like Keemstar. I just avoid the motherfucker at all costs. Alright? I just feel it's in my best interest to keep my distance from whatever the fuck he's got going on over there. However, with such big scandals coming out from Drama Alert lately that have actually ended up being true, it's to the point where I can't ignore him because I don't want to pretend that the shit that's going on doesn't exist. So, first off, Yamimash. I have no clue who this dude is, what he does, any of his contents. The same with all the other dudes that are being outed for all this pedophilic shit. But, man, yo, without knowing anything about those dudes, I mean, what the fuck can I say, man? Anytime anyone makes any actions that can harm a child, it breaks my heart, honestly. But the worst thing that's come out of all this is the fact that a lot of these people would still be doing the same shit right now and getting away with it if they haven't been exposed. And the fact that there's so much evidence that's come out against them, you know, to say this, the most fucked up part of all this is that there were people who knew about this shit or seen this shit going on and they didn't say anything about it until after they were exposed publicly. Look, I don't get involved in other people's shit either. It's why I keep myself away from Keemstar. But there's a huge difference between respecting someone's privacy and allowing them to fucking kick game and flirt with a child. But not only that, but knowingly kick game and flirt with a child. That's the worst part, is that these conversations took place knowingly of the age difference, and no matter whether you think that morally it's right or wrong to flirt with a teenager is irrelevant of the fact that it's against the fucking law and an adult should fucking know better. But here's the deal with that. That's not for me to decide. It's not up to you to decide, and it sure as hell isn't up for Keemstar to decide. Now, admittedly, Keemstar has done some good for the community with these scandals. But we've also recently saw the dangerous flip side of these exposure tactics when the news is wrong, when the information is wrong, and someone is publicly vilified and crucified while remaining innocent of any wrongdoing. Sadly, such is the case with Tony. He's a RuneScape streamer who's falsely reported as being a pedophile who streams for children after serving their prison sentence, released and resumed streaming for children once again. He was wrongly accused of this, and he received an avalanche of hate, so much hate that he literally ended his stream in tears after trying to plead with people that this wasn't him, this was a case of mistaken identity. He ended his stream crying so he can go and collect his thoughts and try to get a hold on the situation while trying to publicly clear his name. This is a prime example of why I don't agree with these investigative reporting tactics. Keep it up with drama is fun, right? I get it. This concept has been around for years. It's nothing new. You had hard copy in the late 80s, early 90s. You got tabloid magazines on every rack in the supermarket. TMZ, the list goes on. People love gossip. But I feel like when you start to uncover legit, real, illegal actions in your investigations, that's when it's time to just notify the authorities and let them handle it from there. You still have the story, you still have the scoop, but maybe use a little bit more journalistic integrity and responsibility and wait to see if anything comes of it first before publicly nailing someone to the cross in front of almost 1 million subscribers. However, on the plus side, thousands of people now know who Tony is, and hopefully he enjoys having a long career playing games and entertaining people online. And finally, that brings us to the last question from Crossco, who wants to know how my photographic memory works, because he's heard that they work completely different for each person, and he wanted to see if his differed from mine. Well, that's actually pretty interesting. I haven't read that before, but now reading your comment, man, I really wish you would have told me how yours worked so I could compare it to mine for everyone. Damn it! That seems like a total missed opportunity there, Cross! What are you doing to me, man? What are you doing? So, how does my photographic memory work? Well, I guess if I could describe it right now as I go through it, it's kind of based off time and landmarks in my life, like places I was in those years at that time. So if you ask me to pick a memory out of my head when I was 5 years old, alright? So right now I look back into my head and it's like, well, 5, alright, I was in kindergarten, that was Miss G's class, and now inside of my head, I'm back in 1987, 1988 in my old school, and I can think back to different places that I've been during those years, and it's kind of like Google Maps, you know? It's like, I guess that's the best way to explain it. I can kind of just like fly through the streets in my head and visit different places that I've been in that year, and you know, each place that I think of will trigger something significant from those years, and I could just kind of fast forward and go and zoom through all those years and, you know, pick out memories that are triggered by those landmarks that I visit inside of my head. Or sometimes there's people and faces that I remember, and, you know, and I haven't thought of them for years, and, you know, in my memory travels that'll trigger the memory that I'm looking for inside my head right now. So it's sort of like in my head, I've time traveled back to like 1987, 1988, and I'm retracing my steps, but in fast forward motion by thinking about the years, and I'm just going from there until I find exactly what I need. And you just gotta watch out for those memories that you weren't looking for, though. Those are the doozies when you start thinking about shit you did or said when you were a kid, and you're like, oh my god, I'm so fucking embarrassed at the age of 32 because looking for a memory of field day tug of war, but accidentally I remembered the time that the girls were pretending to tie me up to the jungle gym and I got a boner and they ran away. Ah, those times are fun times, aren't they? Those are the memories that you're not looking for. So, my name is Jay. MorninAfterKill. I want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys rate, comment, subscribe. If you can leave a thumbs up on the video, I'd highly appreciate it because it gives me motivation to make more videos for you motherfuckers that watch my motherfucking videos. But also, don't forget to leave a question in the comment section down below. This is a subscriber-based series. Without your questions, I can't give you the answers, so make sure you leave them in the comment section down below. My name's Jay. MorninAfterKill. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna see you guys later.